Good morning, students. So today we will start with the chapter 4, reflection of light. So in this topic, in this chapter, we will cover few contents like reflection. Then we will see its definition and examples. Then the terms which are related to the reflection, like normal, plane, point of incidence, angle of reflection. Then we will study about laws of reflection. Then we will study about plane mirrors and virtual and real images, lateral inversion and the uses of lateral inversion, and then in the end we will study about speed of light. So first of all, let's start. Let's see some facts about the light. So we all are familiar about the light. What is a light? Light is a form of energy which produces the sensation of sight in us. Without the light, we are not able to see any object. That is why we are not able to see anything in the dark. Then one more thing which is very important, that light always travels in a straight line, and this property of light is called rectilinear propagation of light. As you already knew, whenever you stand in front of the light, you always see some shadow. So that shadow of an object is actually due to it is obstructing the path of the light, because light always travels in a straight line. And how we are able to see an object? We are able to see an object because when the light strikes the object, it returns in the same medium and reaches our eyes. So these are the few facts about the light that you already studied and that we are very much familiar about. For example, see, it is a cardboard, and a boy is able to see the candle because all the holes in the cardboard lies in the straight line. That is why it is known as rectilinear propagation of light. But if you bend the tube, like in this picture you can see a girl is able to see the light of the candle, but when this tube has been bended, the light is not visible. So what is the reason? Because the light always travels in the straight line. Then how do we see objects? Suppose the sunlight falls on the tree, and after reflection from the tree it goes into our eyes. So this is why we are able to see the object due to the reflection of the light. So let's see what is reflection. Reflection is the phenomena of bouncing back of light. Okay, whenever it strikes the object, it bounces back from the object in the same medium. Same medium means whenever you suppose you are standing in a room, so medium is air. So light is traveling back in the same medium. And when it falls on a surface, that phenomena is known as reflection. So an object that reflects light is known as reflector. For example, our human body is also a reflector of the light. Whenever we are standing in a room with the light switch on, that light falls on our body, and after reflection from our body, it travels in the same medium and it reaches the eyes of the other person who is able to see us. Among the all metals, silver is considered as the best reflector of the light. If you talk about smooth and shiny surface like that of mirror, it reflects almost all light that is falling on it. That is why whenever we see ourselves in the mirror, we see a very clear image of our body. Now talking about the transparent objects, for example the glass that you have seen in your windows, it is a transparent object, so it reflects the least amount of light. That is why we are not able to see our image in the glass. So these are the few things regarding the reflection of the light. For example, you can see here a silver coated surface is there and a very distinct and very clear reflection is there, because it is a good reflector of the light. A object is kept in front of the mirror, so its image is again very distinct and clear due to the almost all the part of the light which falls on the object is reflected from the surface. Whereas in case of the transparent objects, like here you can see the glasses are there. So due to their transparent surface, the lights transmit through it, and when the light transmits through it, there is very little or almost no reflection of the light. So there are two types of reflection. First one is known as regular reflection or specular reflection. Second one is known as irregular or diffused reflection. So specular reflection occurs from the surface which is very smooth and shiny, for example in this, and diffuse reflection occurs in the surface which is rough. So let's discuss one by one these two. First is regular reflection. So specular reflection refers to a clear and sharp reflection like the ones you get in a mirror. As mirror is a very smooth and shiny surface, so whatever reflection occurs from the surface of the mirror, that reflection is known as the specular reflection. Why? Because the mirror is made of glass which is coated with a uniform layer of highly reflective material such as powder. So what happens? This reflective surface reflects almost all the light incident on it, and that too uniformly. That is, there is no much variation in the angles of reflection between various parts. So we will study about the angle of reflection. As you already knew, whenever the light strikes the surface, the angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. So the variation in angle of reflections between various points is not too much. This is because the haziness and blurriness of the image is almost entirely eliminated. For example, you can see here the angle, all the incident rays are parallel to each other, and here all the reflected rays are parallel to each other. That indicates that there is a very little or no variation in the angle of reflections. The next is irregular or diffused reflection. So if we consider the reflective surfaces other than the mirrors, for example a wooden chair, for example a stone, so all these surfaces are very rough surfaces, and this may be due to wear and tear such as scratches or dents on the surfaces. Sometimes even the material of which surface is made of matter. So all this leads to a loss of both brightness and quality of the reflection. In that case, the reflection which occurs is known as the diffused reflection. So what happened in that case? The rays which incident at slightly different points on the surface is reflected in completely different directions. So as we have seen in the previous regular reflection, the incident rays are almost parallel to each other and the reflected rays are almost parallel to each other. But in this case, you can see very clearly the reflected rays are not parallel to each other. Why? Due to the rough surface of the material on which light is falling. So let's see few terms which are related to reflection. So this is a ray diagram of the reflection. In this, it is a surface or an object from which reflection is taking place. This pink line indicates the incident ray, and this green line indicates the reflected ray. And this small I is known as angle of incidence, and this small r is known as angle of reflection. And this is the imaginary normal of the surface on which we are dividing this incident ray and reflected ray. So it is very clear from the figure also that incident angle is always equal to reflected angle, and this P is the point of incidence on which we are considering that light is falling on the surface. So let's discuss these few terms one by one. Okay, so let's discuss the few terms which are related to reflection. First of all, the incident ray of light. So a ray of light from a surface that falls on the surface is called an incident ray. Then the point at which the incident ray strikes the surface is known as point of incidence. Then after striking at the point of incidence, the ray of light bounces back from the surface of object. So that ray of light is known as reflected ray of light. Next is normal point of incidence. So it is a line which is drawn perpendicular on the surface, that is it makes an angle of 90 degree, and this line is considered where we see the reflection of the light. So that is known as normal point of incidence. Now the angle formed between the incident ray and the normal is called angle of incidence. Similarly, the angle formed between the normal and the reflected ray is called as the angle of reflection. So these are the few terms that we have discussed. So this is incident ray, the ray of light which strikes the surface at the P, that is point of incidence. This is the normal, imaginary normal, which separates this incident ray and the reflected ray, and this green line is the reflected ray which after striking reflects from the surface. The angle between the incident ray and this normal is known as angle of incidence, and the angle between this reflected ray and normal is known as angle of reflection. So henceforth, these are the few terms that we have discussed for the reflection. So this is the end of today's discussion. In the next week, we will resume with the discussion of this topic. For now, thank you.